Hi, in this video I'm going to show you 3 of my favourite exercises for increasing performance and reducing injury in any running athletes. I'm going to concentrate on 3 different areas, so around the pelvis to increase the stability. We know that if you increase the lateral stability and the anterior posterior stability of the pelvis, we can reduce injuries down the leg and increase the power output. The other thing is hamstrings. We know that hamstrings can be quite vulnerable in any running athlete. If we strengthen them up in a functional position, we can reduce those injuries and increase the power output again. So another area is your achilles. So loads and loads of Achilles injuries that I see as a physio in clinic. I believe that if we strengthen up through the calf, that's going to take the pressure off the Achilles a little bit, make it stronger, reduce the likelihood of injuries. So I'm going to start with the glute med to functionally strengthen around the pelvis. This is one of my favourite exercises, almost everybody gets this. It's with this piece of equipment. It's called the Overball, O-V-A, Overball. You can buy it from almost anywhere for under a fiver. Some places call it something different, a physio ball or a Pilates ball. Anyway, so we're going to start side on. You're going to place the ball on the outside of that knee. You're going to start with your feet hip width apart. As soon as you pick up that right leg, you're going to need to push into the ball to keep yourself upright. And don't mind those fingertips on the wall, it just keeps everything straight. So if you soften the knee a little bit on that standing leg, tuck your bottom under, tuck your ribs under, keep the chest open, chin tucked and looking forward, but I'm going to keep talking to you. Other hand on the hip there. And another thing that I'm going to want you to do is bring your hips away from the wall a little bit and your ribs towards. I'm just going to show you that side on from here. So what you're going to want to do is come away like this. This is going to take the pressure off that glute med completely. So hips away, ribs towards, pushing into the ball, everything straight on. You could do with a mirror in front of you to check all of that. All right, so I'm going to come back to here because it's a little bit easier to show you the rest of it. So we're going to pick up that leg, soften through the knee, bottom under, ribs down, chest open, chin tucked. Just with that soft knee and pushing into the ball there, you should feel this glute med switching on. Now if you feel it any further down into the leg and down into the calf or the foot or anything, then just recheck all of your positions. Listen again to what I've just said, recheck everything. Another thing is to take your weight a little bit back through the heel. So once you've got that, we're going to hold for 30 seconds and that hopefully should get this nicely activated and burning. We've done about 10 already. Just going to do your 30 seconds, your 15 seconds from now. Keep your tummy activated as well. Keep everything head on. Brilliant. 5 seconds to go. All right, we're not coming down. We're going to stay there and I want you to start doing some squats into it. So squat down and pull back up. Squeeze your bum on the way back up. Sit down into your heel each time. You should really be feeling this glute med here. Pushing into the ball. Against the wall there, tucking under each time as you come back up. Brilliant, keeping those hips level. What you're going to want to do is drop that right hip, the one that's pushing into the ball, you're going to want to drop that down again. If you've got a mirror in front of you, you can see whether that's happening. So you want to go for quite high numbers of these, about 20. Good, squeezing in your tummy, keep the hips level, keep that pressure into the ball. You'll keep remembering that every time you push in, you'll feel this again. Good, 2 more. Brilliant. And then, stay in that little knee bend, stay in the position. We're going to roll the ball backwards and forwards. All right, so it's going to come up your shin. As you can see, you might keep needing to adjust it a little bit. Roll forwards and then back. Every time you come back, squeeze your bum on that right leg to take the leg back. Good. I usually say you keep losing the ball, you're not pushing into it enough. I'm losing it a bit today. Good. Come back. Brilliant. I'll keep pushing in a little bit more. 2 more. Brilliant. Readjust. And then to finish off, we're going to pulse into the ball. Good. I want you to try and do this to exhaustion. It's quite a hard one. Keeping this leg stable, tummy tight, bottom under. Good, we're going to go for another 10. 10, brilliant. Give that leg a little shake, coming over to the other side. All right, feet hip width apart. Ball between that left knee and the wall. Lift up the left leg. Soften through this standing leg, hand against the wall. Just soften through that knee, take your weight backwards through the heel, bottom under, ribs down, chest open. Just making sure that your hips are away from the wall and your ribs are towards the wall. Okay, and then we're just going to hold it there for our 30 seconds to start with. This hand on the hip, everything pointing forwards. Trying to push into the ball the whole time. Start to feel this glute med firing up. Tummy in a little bit. Good, 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to squat down and come back up again. Make sure it's a full squat. You come up, you open back up again each time. Now then, if you're wondering about this exercise, I've given it to quite a few athletes and they've increased their performance massively. Taken seconds off the 400 metre hurdles time. Brilliant. You just bring your chest forwards a little bit with each squat down. Keep pushing into the ball there. Basically, you're working on that lateral stability while moving forwards and backwards. Good, 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we're moving this leg forwards and back. Alright, and that little knee bend there. Okay, so all of it, as you can see, extremely functional for running. We're working on the standing leg and what that needs to do. We're working on the free leg and what that needs to do. Okay. Keep pushing into that ball. Good. 3 more. Keep your posture. Brilliant. And then push, pulsing into the ball there. Stay stable through this standing leg. Keep your tummy tight. Chest open, bottom tucked under, weight back through that heel. Good. Let's do 10 more. Brilliant. So everything should be burning quite a lot through your glutes. But if there's anything about glutes exercises, you can really hammer them before you train. It activates the muscle, so it's there for you whilst you're running. So that's a great one to do at the track before you race, before you train. Obviously practice it before you train first. So there's another couple of things that you can do with it. If your drive phase is the bit that you're more concerned about activating your glutes through, if you're a sprinter that is, then you can come down into that position and you can do some sort of deeper sort of squats pulsing down, and again you can work on this leg forwards and backwards and pulsing into it in that position. If you're a bit more concerned about when you're up on your toes, you can do the same thing. Up on the toes, you do those little squats there, you do the rolls forwards and backwards up on your toes and the pulses, just to try and get things working when you're up there high up on your toes. Okay, so a couple of different things that you can do with that one. Okay, another exercise, talking about your hamstrings now. One of my favourite ones, so I quite like your leg extension machine in the gym where you can hook one leg around and then you can use it as a single leg hamstring curl. I don't mind the lying down machine, but as long as you prop the other leg in front of you here and then you're just using one leg as a hamstring curl. So I like anything that's a single leg hamstring curl. It's a bit more functional, it's how we use them. Really, you've got your bands that can be really useful. So obviously attach one end onto something, low down, it could be a radiator, it could be something in the gym ideally. And then we can hook the other foot through, all the way through to here. Alright, now you've already got your glutes fired up from this exercise, so you should feel quite stable through here. So again, you can have your arm on something. It's not necessarily a balance exercise, but if you get very good at these, you might actually want to start to do them a bit more free, and I'll show you the arms that you can use for this one. So first of all, just the hamstring curl, basically. Tuck your bottom under, keep your ribs down, your chest open, your bum squeezed, transfer your weight onto your standing leg, and then just curl up behind you. So really, you want to come up for 2 seconds and down for 2 seconds. You can change that tempo as much as you like, basically. So soften through the standing leg. It's a little bit more functional. Tummy in, hips level. Good. So you should feel a little bit of burning through your hamstring here. And you might feel it around your hamstring tendons as well. That's pretty good. You want to get them strengthened up too. Brilliant. 5 more. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to just show you the other leg. So you can see it from a different perspective, and if you're doing it along with me, you can repeat on the other leg. You want to do 3 sets of these. You can pause the video and do your 3 sets. Another thing you can do is put your ball between your knees. Here, squeeze the ball between your knees as you do it. It keeps everything aligned a little bit more. Activates your adductors too, another stability muscle. 10 more. Again, you want to do quite high numbers of these. Keep your tummy working. 8. You'll see me just skim my foot along the floor. I know that when my foot skims along the floor, then my hips must be level. If it's too high up, if it's swinging, then I've moved my hips a little bit. Okay, so to make this one even more functional, for running, put it back on the first leg again. This is where you can start to bring your arms in a little bit. I'll do it without first. You're just going to bring that leg up to the front, and we're going to scoot round and come back up again. Scoot round and come back up. So you're going to tap the floor with your toe. You're going to drive through your bum to take the leg back round, and you're scooping round with that hamstring. So getting some good power out of it. And then what you can do is add your arms in. There. So there's a lot of stability going on there through that standing leg. Takes a bit of coordination as well. Make sure that you keep on scooping back and round. Good, let's do 10 more. Keep the shoulders down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Brilliant. Take it off that foot. You can do the same on the other leg. Do 10 without the arms. And then 10 with the arms. Okay, so hand on the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4. You might notice a difference between the 2 legs on this one. Show you that you need to work on one particularly more than the other. 7, 9, 10. Brilliant. Let's bring the arms in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. So that last one isn't just working on the hamstring, it's working on contracting the hamstring powerfully while stabilising down through the other leg and using that leg completely, using your glutes, working on the timing of your glutes and your hamstrings whilst you're pulling back and stabilising through the other leg. Brilliant, so on to the 3rd set of exercises for your calves and your achilles. So if you're doing this in the gym, an ideal thing is a weight. I've got my 15k weight here. Or you can do it on your bottom step at home. You do want your fingertips on something again because it's not necessarily a power exercise, a stability exercise. So just with your toes on, you're going to just draw up onto your toes. But this is going to be a calf raise with a difference. I can guarantee you haven't thought about a calf raise quite in this way. Obviously you can do these with the weights on your back as well. But what I actually want you to think about is to envisage that you're pulling up through your calf. I want you to actually think about the contraction of that calf and the drawing up through the calf. It's quite amazing how you can do calf raises just by messing around, just just lifting any old how, and that's when the forces go through the Achilles. So if you draw up onto your toes, pulling up strongly onto these toes, ankles going straight forwards, draw up through the Achilles, through the calf, through the hamstring and the quads, squeeze your bum, tuck your bottom under, using all of that to pull up onto your toes. Come up all the way to the sharp, and I want you to think about coming up to 3 and down to 3. So 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, down. Good, all the way. I can guarantee no matter how many calf raises you've done in the past, if you haven't done them like this, you won't have felt the burn quite like this. When you're actually telling that calf muscle what to do, that you need it to get involved in this movement and just not be latent, sitting there. Good. Let's do 5 more. Squeezing your tummy in. 2. Chest open at the front, shoulder blades down at the back, bottom under. 2 more. Good. Last one. Brilliant. So there's your warm up. And then we're going to move on to your single leg ones. So place your foot right in the middle there, bring up the other leg, squeeze your bum on that leg, prepare it before you start, and then draw it up onto your toes. Good. The weight's not an ideal thing to do it on, so if you can find a step, Reebok step in the gym, or the bottom step. Good. 5, up to 3, down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Just going to do 2 more. It's my calves burning. Last one. Good stuff. Other leg. Position it well. Get your strength through that leg. Level off your hips, ribs down, chest open. Pulling up onto your toes. And then back down again. Up to 3. Down to 3. Making sure that you're drawing up through that calf onto your toes each time. Keep breathing. Keep your bum involved. Keep your upper leg involved as well. Trying to make every exercise a whole body exercise. That's where the Pilates side of me comes in. Good. Let's just do 2 more. Slow it down. 1, 2, 3, all the way. Good. One last one. Brilliant. So there's my 3 different exercises for your pelvis stability, your hamstring strength, and your calf strength to prevent those niggling injuries around your Achilles, your hamstrings, your hips and pelvis and your knees. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be coming along with more videos for injury prevention, for stability and for increasing performance. Follow me on Snapchat, Saha Physio, and on YouTube, my channel is Kim Saha, you should be on there now, and my Facebook page is Kim Saha Physiotherapy and Pilates. Feel free to contact me with any questions or any progressions of these exercises. Enjoy!